When severe weather threatens Siouxland, dedicated public servants jump into action to keep their neighbors safe. In Norfolk, Nebraska today, first responders got together to talk about how they can work together to save lives. KTIV's Kat Taylor has more.
Hurdles arise in bad weather, like keeping roadways clear, making sure firefighters and police can continue serving the public, sheltering those who can't, focusing resources, and getting a cohesive message out to the public. Emergency Manager Bobby Reiser invited me to a dress rehearsal for a potential large-scale weather event in Norfolk, Nebraska.
We're doing a functional tabletop, it's both kind of in one, exercise for a imminent blizzard coming to our area.
City and county officials, law enforcement, and meteorologists from both KTIV and the National Weather Service put their heads together to learn about each other's roles when disaster strikes.
And we're basically ironing out, what we would do, how we would respond, plan for high-end weather scenarios, whether it be a blizzard or severe weather outbreak, flooding event.
Lyle Lutt is the operations manager for the city of Norfolk. He says you don't have to think too far back to realize the importance of this exercise.
We frequently don't think about bad stuff happening, but if you've been in the community for any length of time and think back 5, 10, 15, 20 years, there's been a lot of bad things that have set up.
Reiser says reviewing this now makes all the difference.
It makes the stress level when it really does happen less, and it helps each other have relationships so we know who to turn to when the poop hits the fan.
In the end, training like this is about you.
Making sure that we're constantly at the ready 24/7, 365 to ensure the safety of the public.
That's Kat Taylor reporting from Norfolk. Reiser says this type of exercise is done every year.